Zelensky, Ukraine's NATO membership would be a win for Trump. President Zelensky said Ukraine's NATO membership is the most effective security solution and a big win for Trump. NATO membership is the cheapest security solution for Ukraine. This move will send a message that Russia cannot decide which countries join NATO. But the United States. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said in an interview with AP on February 1. Zelensky said Ukraine's membership in the alliance would benefit the entire bloc, claiming that the Ukrainian military would significantly add to NATO's combat capabilities and create conditions for the United States to reduce its troop presence in Europe. It would be a big win for President Donald Trump, he stressed. President Zelensky said that Russia is currently unwilling to negotiate because it has the upper hand on the battlefield, and that President Vladimir Putin would only accept dialogue if President Trump maintains military support for Ukraine and imposes more sanctions targeting the Russian energy sector. Ukraine's pursuit of NATO membership is one of the reasons for the conflict with Russia. Ukraine included this goal in its 2019 constitution, despite warnings from Russia that the possibility of NATO deploying forces and weapons on its border would constitute an unacceptable security threat. Ukraine applied to join NATO in September 2022. More than half a year after the outbreak of hostilities. At a summit in Washington in late 2024, NATO countries issued a joint statement affirming that Ukraine's future membership is irreversible, but have yet to send an invitation to join Kiev. President Trump last month criticized his predecessor Joe Biden for allowing Ukraine to join NATO, suggesting that this was the reason for Russia's campaign in the neighboring country. NATO countries agreed to Ukraine's membership in 2008. But the US and Germany have recently withdrawn support for the move due to concerns about the risk of NATO being dragged into conflict. In other news, US sends dozens of Israeli Patriot missiles to Ukraine. A US official said the country has transferred about 90 Patriot air defense missiles from Israel to Ukraine after months of negotiations. A US defense official said on January 28 that the country had received about 90 Patriot air defense missiles that had been decommissioned by Israel and then transferred them to the Ukrainian military. Axios news agency previously quoted 3 unnamed sources as saying that a US C-17 transport plane had transported the missiles from Hatzarim base in southern Israel to the Polish city of Ruszów, which serves as a hub for transporting weapons aid to Ukraine. Other components of the Patriot system that Israel has decommissioned, including the fire radar, will be handed over to Ukraine after being refurbished in the US. A spokesman for the Israeli Prime Minister's office confirmed that Israel had returned at least one Patriot system to the US, but it was not known whether it would be handed over to Ukraine. The Israel Defense Forces, IDF, used to operate about 10 Patriot PAC-2 Gem Plus batteries and had upgraded them many times, giving them the same features as the most modern US PAC-3 version. The IDF will decommission and store all Patriot systems in 2024 due to poor performance and repeated misses on targets. Talks on transferring Israeli Patriot missiles to Ukraine began last summer. A senior Israeli official revealed that the country had informed Russia in advance about its move to return the Patriot systems to the US and pledged not to supply weapons to Ukraine. Israel had delivered artillery shells to the US in 2023, before Washington provided them to Kiev. Each complete Patriot battery consists of a vehicle, a radar and guidance station, a generator, a communications station and 6 to 8 launchers, according to estimates by the US-based Center for Strategic and International Studies, CSIS. Each Patriot battery costs about $1.1 billion. Ukraine is operating about 3 to 5 Patriot complexes transferred by the US and some European countries. This was expected to be a weapon that could significantly change the situation in the skies of Ukraine, thanks to its superior combat capabilities compared to the air defense systems previously provided by the West. However, Russia has repeatedly launched Iskander-M ballistic missiles and Kinzhal hypersonic missiles against Patriot sites and launch pads on the march. The ammunition supply for Ukrainian air defense systems is also running low, making Russian missile and UAV strikes more successful. Colombian president urges migrants to return home. President Petro has called on all Colombians living illegally in the United States to return home immediately. Nearly a week after a spat with the Trump administration, I am asking all undocumented Colombians in the United States to immediately quit their jobs and return to their homeland as soon as possible. Let's build a prosperous life together in Colombia, President Gustavo Petro posted on social media platform X on January 31. Petro said Colombia's Ministry of Social Prosperity would offer loans to anyone who accepts the offer to return. He did not specify the loans, but the ministry typically provides small loans for the purpose of increasing productive activities to reduce poverty. The Pew Research Center estimates that about 200,000 Colombians are living illegally in the United States. Colombia has a population of about 53 million. The call for Colombians to return home has received mixed reactions on social media. Many expressed support, but some criticized Petro. Many young graduates in Colombia still can't find jobs. Help those here first. Una Tathi replied to Petro's post. Colombia's president agreed to take in migrants last weekend after refusing to accept military flights carrying deportees from the U.S. Petro's reversal came after U.S. President Donald Trump threatened to impose tariffs and harsh sanctions on the South American country. The U.S. is Colombia's largest trading partner, largely thanks to a 2006 free trade agreement, with two-way trade worth $33.8 billion in 2023, with the U.S. having a $1.6 billion trade surplus. The U.S.'s biggest imports from Colombia are crude oil, gold, coffee and flowers. Colombia is one of the United States' closest allies and its third-largest trading partner in Latin America.